Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today it's going to be Light and ZeLoT here on Metropolis. One heck of a TVZ sent to me by RJB. Top left it's ZeLoT, bottom left it is Light. Now, ZeLoT is incredibly aggressive, man. He likes using Guardians more than anybody else in the world at the top level. But sometimes he's too aggressive. Sometimes he follows up early attacks with more attacks that are not doing anything. Sunk cost fallacy is a weakness of his, and Light is just standard, man. He can handle early attacks and mid-game attacks and late-game attacks. So we will see if ZeLoT can get Light off balance here in this TVZ or not. If he cannot, then Light's gonna win. So RJB sent this to me with a DEFCON 1 appellation for some reason, and we will try to find out why. Terry the Overlord scouting out. Yeah, man. Check out FalconPaladin.store for Terry stuff. Also, Steve the SCV featured there quite prominently on a mug. Do you want a mug to drink your tea in the morning? Maybe your coffee? A little bit of Steve the SCV action out there. Check out the store. A lot of people have the mug. A lot of people like the mug. They really like the hoodie as well. The hat's very nice. Good place to go. So, what do we got? Looks all the world like it's going to be a Rax Expand, and it is. Not low grounding it, though. Not low grounding it, as it turns out. Overlord scouting. Not going to find much for a while. Unfortunately here for ZeLoT, and he's going hatch first, so no 9 pool at all. So I thought for sure it'd be a pool first here from ZeLoT, but he decides to go hatch first at about 12 supply. Nothing crazy there. And maybe that's the play. I mean, he's playing under a barcode name. I don't think he's recognizable with this barcode. Maybe Light knows it. Maybe Light sees the gaps. See those little tiny gaps in the name there? And he can interpret that to be ZeLoT, but I don't know. I'm not sure if he can. So, what's the play? We got ourselves an extractor, a spawning pool coming in. He recognizes no early lings. Cool. Let's expand real quick then. Save up some cash. Go for, you know, about a 17 CC. No problem. No questions asked. Let's scout and see what this first 100 gas goes to. Is it going to be speed? Or is it going to be a lair? That's the play, folks. Okay, lair coming in. Second rack's on the way. No weird mech stuff coming out. Gas is coming now. If it was mech, gas would be earlier. We know that, right? SCV continuing to scout. Steve is being very brave here, folks. Very brave. This is all normal stuff from Light. Academy. We'll get an engineering bay out in time for Mutalisks, but look like we're not going for a +1 attack anytime soon. He's kind of setting up for more of a standard play. And a very, very safe Sunken coming in here from ZeLoT. Wow. I mean, it's going to kill the, or help, yeah, straight up kill the SCV, which is cool, but also, man, that is a big investment for, that's it. You're killing an SCV with that Sunken. I guess he doesn't know that it's not mech, right? He doesn't know it's not mech. Spire coming in. Still no engineering bay, so definitely not going to be any kind of a +1 attack here from Light. This is why we like ZeLoT, man. Sometimes he's crazy aggressive. Sometimes he's like, meh. And sometimes he looks okay. Looks like he's going to be macro-y, but then he's crazy aggressive. Third base coming in from ZeLoT at 430. And a little bit of a Marine push out. See, this is when you make a Sunken right now. You didn't need it the last 60 seconds. Or, I mean, however long it's been since he's had that. Also, this base is pretty vulnerable to this little Marine move out. This is no upgrades, right? This is stim timing. Yeah, it looks like a stim timing from Light. So, I mean, sure. It was nice to have a Sunken up. Second Sunken coming in. And, man, I don't know. Yeah, if these Lings can kill these medics, can't quite. Good job. Good micro. Good fallback onto that one. And diving in. One Sunken getting target fired. Second Sunken pops just in time to help save it. Zergling tanks a little bit of damage the Sunkens would otherwise be taking. But, man, that's a full health Sunken there. Pretty close, 260 HP, and Light has to fall back. So there we go, 2 Sunkens. Like, knowing how many Sunkens to make in response to how many Marines are coming to kill you as Zerg is really important. So that was it. It was 2. He waited till the very last second to get the second one. It almost hurt him. But the Lings on the backside, delaying those Marines just a little bit was awesome. Those were great, great Lings. Great maneuver. Muta's out. Any upgrade for these guys? Yes, getting a +1 fire attack for these boys. Turrets are up. Engineering bay, yes. Working on a +1 attack now. These Marines will not have it for a while. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum. Got 7 Mutas out. Again, no upgrades on these guys for a while. It takes a long time. We're just playing the dance right now, right? Light would love to get into the third base if he can. But he can't just walk over there. Because if he walks over there, the Marines will pick off, or the Mutas will pick off the Marines on the backside. And hopefully, ideally, the Marines will pick off the Mutalisks right back at you. But it's tough. It is tough to do. Factory coming in. More racks. So this is going to be for Starport. Going to be for SK Terran type stuff. Very standard play here from Light. More and more Mutalisks being produced. Their gas coming in. Really heavy investment into Mutas. No sign of a Hydra Den. Like, another Zerg player would often have a Hydra Den by now. And maybe even a Queen's Nest at 7 minutes and start trying to get into that Hive stuff. But no, this is the standard. We're going to make a lot of Mutalisks. We're going to get them upgrades. We're going to try to win with Lings and Mutas. Because Defilers against Irradiate is annoying. And I don't want to play it. I think a lot of Zerg players have that mindset, which is why they go for Lurkers and Hydras against Protoss and not Defilers, because it's annoying to play against Psystorm like that when you have Defilers too. Look, obviously, Soul Key is evidence that you're fine, basically. Oh, he just jumps on this group of Marines and annihilates them. A lot of Mutas are dying too. But shutting that down gives you so much breathing room. Infinite amounts of breathing room. Now more turrets are coming up here at the second base because the Mutas control the entire map. Another rack. I mean, we got more Marines back home because we have 5 racks. Okay, 4 racks, baby. 4 of them. Right? You're going to have more Marines. Even if your first group dies, it's fine. Hydra Den is now coming in. As soon as I was like, no Hydra Den, he makes a Hydra Den at about 8 minutes. Calm sat scanning. It scans everything. Sees the Hydra Den, Evolution Chamber. Sees no Queen's Nest yet. And the repair is... it's good. It's good enough. Like, 4 volleys to kill a missile turret is too many. Mutas don't want it to be taking 4 volleys. 2 volleys is ideal. If you're doing more than that, you're losing too much. You're taking too much damage. You really want to get 2 there. Lurker aspect on the way. Muta's harassing. Buying time. Buying time. 3 volley. Yes, 3 volley is acceptable. 4 is not. 2 is great. If you have enough Mutas to 1 volley down a turret, you're doing something incredibly well. I don't know what it is, but you're amazing. So the Mutas are like, okay, this is the only time in the game we can stack up. Let's make use of it. The science vessels are on the way now. Irradiate's going to get researched. Dude, getting this geyser is so good. Oh, the refinery dies. ZeLoT. ZeLoT getting some work done here. Maybe even trying to set up a 4th base along that top right. That'd be nice. Muta's looking good. As always. Okay, now they're getting a little bit low on HP. Yeah, time to back it out a little bit at least, if not entirely. Swap out some of the injured ones for some healthy ones. This is something you have to learn how to do very quickly. Because if you take too long, then suddenly your enemy's recovered perfectly. So there we go. Back in. He chose his healthiest ones. Just kind of fighting straight up against these Marines. I don't know if I agree with that. He wants the Science Vessel bad, but the Science Vessel micro is too good, and Irradiate's almost done. So I don't know. That might have been an overextension there by ZeLoT. Like I said, sunk cost fallacy is a tough one for him. Really tough. 11 Mutalisks in the flock. He's replaced some of the dead ones with some very injured ones. It's better to have some attack there than nothing. Lurkers out. Oh, Radiate. Split it. Oh, no. F rank split. No. No. ZeLoT failed so miserably on that split, buddy. I love you, but no. Okay, well now we've got Lurkers, but also we have a lot of Marines with +1 attack and permanent detection in these Science Vessels and Irradiates. I don't know if he wants to come up here, man. I am not sure he wants to come into these Lurkers, despite the fact he's got a lot of good stuff going for him. He's working on further armor upgrades for the Marines, medics happening, siege mode's on the way. What? He's adding siege tanks into this comp. It's not even Hydra meta. This is not even our guy ZeLoT adding Hydras into the comp. He's just playing TVZ normally. And Light's bringing tanks into the mess. Is he? No. Is he mech transitioning? He could be mech transitioning. Just saying. Just Super Saiyan. I never know. Is it Saiyan or Saiyan? I think it's Saiyan. I've never watched Dragon Ball. I'm not into that, or Naruto, or any of that stuff. Too many episodes, man. If you tell me to watch a show that has 6,000 episodes, I'm like, no. Don't got the time, sorry. I'll watch shows that are like, you know, 100 episodes. That's doable. That's about my limit, I want to say. We rewatched Attack on Titan with my daughter, and that's like 70, 80 episodes, and that was about as much as I'm willing to do. Okay, Irradiate, again, just better. B rank Irradiate. Lurker Contain, kind of intense. Kind of insanely intense. Keep watching that production tab. Are we seeing any sign of Hive? I mean, look. Obviously, tanks are good against Lurkers. Obviously. So I'm not saying making tanks is weird like it's not good. I'm saying making tanks is just weird because so many Terran players are like, we can handle everything but the Hydra meta with Marines, Medics, Firebats, and Science Vessels. And this isn't Hydra meta. We're making every one of these Lurkers in, or every one of these Hydras into Lurkers. I guess we have a handful of Hydras out, maybe. That's the thing. If your enemy's making a lot of Lurkers, they can just not make some of their Hydras into Lurkers, and suddenly they have Hydras, and it's Hydra meta. So maybe Light was just preparing for that eventuality. He's like, I get the feeling the Zerg player is going to do that. Are you third basing it all here? No? Okay. A lot of tanks, man. A lot of upgrades on these Marines. They've got 1-1. They're working on 2-1. The Hydras are at a pretty solid 1 Carapace. 120 to 100 supply. Light's macro is something else. I'm telling you. 4th base attempted top right. I don't know that Light is interested in getting a 3rd base today. I'm not sure. I don't see it. I don't see him positioning for one. This guy's probably going to build one now that I'm like, he's not getting a 3rd base. Yeah, this guy, now we're positioning for one. Now we're doing it. I love this 2 Mutalisk group. You're like, do you have a 3rd base yet? Huh. Well, I'll kill you then. Oh, I won't. We're going to let you live. Just kidding. We're going to come back and kill you. That's psychological warfare. You can't let somebody think you're going to kill them, think you're sparing them, and then kill them again. That's against the Geneva Convention. Or I guess kill them the first time. You can't kill them again. Gamete meiosis. All right, cool. So ZeLoT is like, how do we handle these tanks? Queens. It's just like when you're fighting against mech. And actually, I kind of like it. Because Marines don't have the range of Goliaths. You can get closer to the tanks and spawn broodling them compared to when there are like 27 Goliaths milling around these tanks. I kind of like Queens against Marine tank, folks. Kind of a big fan of it. Dude, ZeLoT is a little bit trapped down here. I think he was checking to see if there were bases here and there weren't. And now he's kind of stuck. Radiates are good. I like the Mutalisks being like, we can kill you. Well, there are 2 of us. Rawr. Well, the Hydras get the job done. Hydra damage is way better. Even with a +1 attack now. Tank upgrades. 0-0 Marines at 2-1 with +3 on the way. Hive's coming in here too, man. Oh, he's just got trapped down here. He just got trapped down here. And now Light's like, well, what if we move out and kill your bases and your army is stuck here because you're too afraid to come out? And Light's pushing. This is looking fairly dangerous. 155 to 130 supply. No queens in production. Gamete Meiosis is gonna finish. Yeah, I mean, lurkers, nope. Not 3 of them, not against this many tanks. Look at how many tanks there are. Yeah, Light just like, okay, I was gonna get a 3rd base, but screw you. I guess I'll go 2 base, come up to your natural and kill it. He's not making queens. He's got Gamete Meiosis, but if you make queens, you have to wait too long for them to get 150 energy. He's got to go with what he has. He cannot wait, and it's just not enough Zerg, friends. Oh, man. What a beautiful game from Light. Just fantastic. Fantastic 6th Sense to make a bunch of siege tanks in addition to his Marines. And Light is dead. I mean, ZeLoT is dead. Light is doing great, actually. Light is feeling fantastic and fancy-free. Yep. If you're going to go queens, you need a little bit more runway than this. You need to start it earlier, or you need to have, yeah, a little bit more to handle this. What a game from Light. We totally thought this was going to be a queens game. It should have been a queen game. If ZeLoT had been able to last about 4 more minutes, if Light hadn't been so aggressive, I think it would have been. Look at that 3rd CC under construction at 17 minutes. It's so late. Yeah, so ZeLoT, maybe expanding here was a bad idea. Maybe trying to saturate this base was not great. He should have had more stuff to handle this, but I mean, I guess you kind of just keep making mutas and lings to handle this. Right? If there's not enough Marines to actually handle a giant group of Mutalisks, but then there's the Irradiate. I'm just trying to think how you handle this. What do you do? I guess it's Hydras, right? You try to catch the tanks when they're not sieged up. Try to get them that way. Maybe have a hive up a little faster than 16 minutes. A little bit of Dark Swarm, a little bit of Plague would be nice. But, I mean, it's Light. He's just implacable. Like I said, he got harassed. The mutas were annoying. The contain with the lurkers was annoying, but he gets enough tanks out to handle them and chases the Zerg army all the way down to the bottom right and then says, if you're running away, what if I run up to the top left? How does that sound to you? And the answer is, I don't know. I guess I just win. Well, crazy stuff. I might tack in another ZeLoT versus Light game at the end of this, just so you guys have something else to go with here today. So, unofficial sneaky twofer, but a sneaky twofer nevertheless. Good game. Good game from Light. Just great tactics, great solid play. That's why you come to Light games. He's not going to do anything glitzy or glamorous. This is like the most glamorous thing he does, is make a bunch of tanks in addition to his Marines. Maybe a bunch of Valkyries. He does that sometimes. That's pretty cool, I guess. The Irradiates were good. ZeLoT splits were abysmal, and I think that hurt him a lot too. So GG Light. 101,000 points to 80,000 points. Let's see. Outproduce the Zerg player. That's not easy to do. Good macro. Good grief. And then the outkill by 30 units is crazy. The outraise. These are turrets dying. Light doesn't care about that. And the outspin by the Zerg is actually pretty good. In a 16-minute game, I gotta say that's not bad. Man, good stuff. All right, so that's a GG. Let's check out the next game here, and that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. And let's see how ZeLoT does against Light in game number 2. Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today on Pantheon, it's going to be Flash and ZeLoT. Here for your Patreon cast for the week of September the 20th, 2024. Bottom right, it's going to be a Zerg player. It is ZeLoT. Very confusingly named because he plays Zerg. And on the top right, it's going to be Flash, under his Smurf name that we know and recognize from his time in the ladder. in 2024. He is still playing ladder, looking forward to his return to professional tournaments. Maybe by the time you guys see this, it's going to be Flash in SSL 2. So, here on Pantheon, what the heck is this map? Holy cow, it is big. A giant map, man. So we've got basically a third base here with minerals only and a wide ramp leading up to it. So low ground into an expansion. Very good. Not hard to wall off here. Maybe a third base here with high ground. Oh, man. Tanks, dude. Tanks on the high ground. Your hatch is dead. And then it's mirrored for a 4-player map here. So very, very wide open. So that favors Zerg. But man, it's going to be hard to hold. Hard to hold a third here. So maybe ZeLoT will skip it. Or maybe ZeLoT doesn't want a third. He is so, so aggressive. Such an aggressive Zerg player. So, hatch first in it. Here at... Is it a 9 hatch? Oh, 9 hatch opening here. No proxies here from Flash. Barracks walling off in case there are early lings. And there will be early lings with this 9 hatch. So is it a 9 hatch into a 10 pool? Yes. Nope. 11 pool. So a 9 hatch, 11 pool. And scouting out for proxies here is Terry the Overlord. What's up, Terry? Merch at falconpaladin.store with Terry's face on it. And yeah, so it's going to be a Patreon game. For those of you who support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting me for over the years, as well as new members. I do appreciate ya. Every single month. And if you're watching this the week of September the 20th, again, appreciate ya. Thank you for supporting StarCraft Brood War in the year 2024. And if you're watching this in October 2024 or later, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with Brood War content. Okay. So, gas. Here. No gas. Expansion. So, 1 rack's expansion timing versus a 9 hatch and an 11 pool into lair. But we're scouting it. We're scouting. Why is this Marine going home? I don't know. Pretty sure he could have killed this drone before lings popped out, but you never know. You never know what's in those eggs, right? Steve says, yeah, I am on a shirt at falconpaladin.store, but even I don't know what is in those eggs. Could be drones, could be Zerglings, could be Overlords, and that's about it. Those are the options here at 3 minutes. Gas. Engineering Bay early, so it's going to be a +1 here for the Marines, a little bit earlier than normal. And yeah, this is a little bit of an earlier lair here. Throwing down a Sunken, I guess, to kill the SCV, because there is not a factory on the way here. No vultures. No vultures yet. But maybe we will see them. Spire coming up, sub 4 minutes. Engineering Bay, yep, +1 there, and an Academy. So we've got Stim, we've got range, we've got medics on the way here, we have missile turrets on the way as soon as we need them, but not earlier, because early missile turrets are a waste of minerals. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So second racks, this is just going to be an SK Terran, at least opening here from Flash. He can adjust his playstyle and go ahead and switch into mech anytime he wants. But here, +1 attack, engineering bay, barracks, academy. Yeah, oh, he did take a third here. Okay. Well, okay, so no factory, so maybe no tanks for this high ground. Fair enough. Defending this against Marines and Firebats and stuff, yeah, that's okay. That's good. Fairly easy, especially if you have lurkers out. Yep, racks, there we go. So, got ourselves 4 racks here at 5 minutes. The lings say, yeah, that Marine count is a little bit hefty. 6 Marines. And Mutalisks on the way. Stim being researched. Ooh, into a Flyer Carapace immediately. Fair enough. So, second gas here. They're going to go... Yeah, they're going to go to a full stack of Mutalisks. There's a Scanneroonie. We see the main base. We see the Mutalisks popping out. We see where they are and immediately turn around because we don't have enough. Maybe could have done something to this third base if the Mutalisks are already hatching. Then we got to run for it. Oh, gosh, that medic is going to die. Medic! Medic! No, gets saved by the Marine boys. Not enough mutas to really do that, but a Marine goes down. Marines less tanky than medics are. They have less HP by how much again? Let's see. 60 HP to 40 HP. There we go. And medics come with that 1 armor, too, so definitely good against these mutas on some level. We've seen it, right? Medics are always the last to die, not just because they're not targeted. But yeah, medics are tougher for Zerglings to kill than Marines are, without a doubt. So we're just going to do a little bit of muta harass here. Going for a pretty fast Queen's... This is a 6-minute Queen's Nest, folks. Is our guy going to try to go into Guardians? This is ZeLoT, man. This is an RJB DEFCON 1, which means epic replay. So this might just be ZeLoT. We've seen ZeLoT do something like this before. As his mutas are taking out Marines. They're getting killed. I don't think he wants to lose them. I don't think he's willing to just kind of YOLO these guys in here, because I really think he wants to turn these into Guardians at some point. So there's the Queen's Nest. Oh, enough gas for a hive. Go enough gas for a hive. There you go. Hive it up. Hive it up. Hive it up. Hive it up. Make queens then? What are you doing with your Queen's Nest? Muchacho. He's making queens. All right. Fair enough. The guy's making queens with his Queen's Nest. So we're going to try to maybe ensnare here. Spawn Bruling is not good against an SK Terran play. Never has been, never will be. There you go. There's the 11 stack. Yo. It is Ensnare. So Ensnare coming up. I mean, I guess you could hilariously, like, Spawn Bruling, like, medic. Probably not worth the energy for that, right? It's like mind controlling a medic or a Marine. It's the exact same thing. So, well, we got mutas and 1 sunken to defend this third base. I don't know about this, man. Mutas have to engage here. No ensnares done yet. Are there enough mutas? Sunken down. Sunken did its worst. Muta count is still fairly hefty. Marine count, not that great. But God, 6 Marines, guys. With range, with stim, with +1, with medic support. They are stimming again. Must reduce Mutalist count. Must take it down. There you go. There you go. All right. This is what we're talking about, folks. There. But more reinforcing Marines show up. Ensnare is done. An Ensnare will reduce the attack speed of these Marines and would help a lot, but none necessary. The muta count is enough with the defender's advantage kicking in to wipe this thing out, including those medics. Saves the third base. Drone side, it's 40 to 25 workers now in favor of Flash. His SimCity's looking great. He's got a factory, but he floated it, which means he just wanted it for the 2 starports and the science vessels that will come with it. Barracks, man. We are going for... He floated a barracks somewhere? There was a barracks here. He must have floated it in. Fair enough, my guy. Mutas trying to just poke the front door a little bit. Bait these guys out into the open where they can get ensnared, and then it's harder to run away, and they shoot more slowly, and ensnare is pretty good. So yeah, leave it to ZeLoT to bust out Ensnare here. Last time I think I saw somebody do this was Scan, maybe. There's the Ensnare. Ah ha ha! You've been gooped. You've been gooped with, like, jalapeno jelly or something here. I'm not sure it's that level of green, but, like, Gak. Or the Slime from Nickelodeon. You guys are old enough to remember Slime from the Nickelodeon live-action game shows they used to run. Where, like, you'd have to answer a trivia question or something, and if you got it wrong, they dump slime all over you. That's what that color is. That is 1990s green, friends. And guess when StarCraft came out? 1998. Makes perfect sense. Another Ensnare would be nice. The Queen's being very careful about it. There it is. Ensnare tossed. Mutas. Yeah, man. I mean, the Hydra follow-up, Lurker follow-up. Greater Spire. There we go. I was hoping for it, and our dreams are fulfilled here. The thing about Marines is they still have their range, even if they've been gooped. So Muta's diving in, still take shots. It is slower. Slower shots is always good. It means less DPS. But man, we are... And that Carapace upgrade, too, really helps against these Marines, man. Does he have any further Carapace upgrades? Just the one. Marines, one. Oh, they got their own armor upgrade here. That's great. Irradiate getting research. Free Hydra is free. I don't know what that was all about. Actually, I don't think we're getting Lurker aspect. I think we're trying to high ground Hydra Muta this thing. And we're dumping our gas in Greater Spire Guardian stuff. Wraiths being... wow. Wraiths coming in. He probably wants to hunt these queens. They've been pretty effective. Okay, medics sniped. Every medic that dies is just an absolute feather in the cap of Zerg players everywhere. But 44 to 29 workers, dude. I don't know that our guy ZeLoT is producing enough drones to really keep this going. Not that Flash is the third base yet. These overlords are hiding in the bottom left corner. I don't know if Flash is scanned down there. Okay, good split on the Irradiate, obviously. And he's throwing up 8 Guardians at 11 minutes. This is a madman we're talking about here. So there's a scan. Okay, there's a scan. He sees the queen. He doesn't actually see the Guardians. These Guardians might catch him entirely by surprise, hilariously. So it's Hydra, Guardian. What? Again, I've said this before, but what is this? Me playing the campaign in Brood War? Good grief. Hydra Guardian is so good in Brood War, in the campaign, and in StarCraft 1 as well. There's a YouTube channel out there that put out a kind of an explanation of Brood War and its units and featured me saying that for one of my videos. It was pretty funny to see that. Anyway, Hydra Guardian busting into the natural base. There are Wraiths here, but guess what? They've been ensnared, and there are Hydras on the ground, and Flash is making a move, folks. He's busting into that natural base, but I think the natural base of Flash is dead. The natural base of ZeLoT is also dead. So, hey, we get a base race. We get a base race. Hydra Guardian versus Marines and Medics. Marine DPS is insane. Guardian DPS pretty good, too. Hydra DPS very good. Is he gonna? He's gonna try to infest that command center. Infest the command center. No, just kill it. That's fine, too. That's all right if you're trying to win the game. Just more memes if you're gonna try to infest it. Lurker aspect coming in. I love that idea. Because then you can turn some of these Hydras into Lurkers. And these Marines are going to have a really hard time with it if they don't have any science vessels. And if they don't have any ComSat stations. Okay, these science vessels are huge. Because I really feel like he's going to end up losing all of his ComSat stations. And by that I mean all 2 of them that he had owned previously. This game is good. Oh my gosh, this game is good. Ensnare, Guardians, base racing. This is definitely DEFCON 1/epic. Yeah, there's not enough Terran here to save the day. These bunkers are no good against Guardians. Marines are really no good against Guardians generally. Keeping these Hydras alive as long as possible needs to be a priority, but that Hydra died for absolutely no reason at all. That Hydra died. These Hydras are dying for absolutely no reason at all. No, the Hydras are here to defend against the science vessels. That's it. If you can kill science vessels, oh, good Irradiates. Guardians are getting removed from the pack here. There's only 8 of them. Overlords are taking hits from missile turrets. More Irradiates coming in. More Guardians are dying. Flash. Flash. He's just cleaning up what's left out down here. The natural base somehow still alive, and now it's dead. It is 70 to 47 supply. Marines are coming home to try to deal with this, and I think there are enough. Ensnare, yes, but man, the Irradiates today put in so much work for Flash. Killing every Irradiate is a dead Guardian. That is not cheap, man. Yeah, the Queens take 1 Irradiate to die to. That's a GG. Yeah, Flash was able to come home after wiping out the natural base and the main base of ZeLoT. Third base lives, but I'm not sure it's enough, guy. Yeah, he's got Lurkers are cute and everything, but there are science vessels here, so no. Yeah, and you can irradiate those too. Yeah, I mean, come on. These science vessels putting in so much work today, not getting killed by the Hydras. Hydras don't really have the upgrades to do it. Scourge, none of those on the map either, and that's it. Every Lurker down. The dream is gone for ZeLoT, but that was fun. GG. Flash gets your win here in game 1 of kind of a sneaky twofer. I slipped in another ZeLoT game that was incredibly fun after this, so that's why the game length is a little bit longer than maybe you're expecting, considering This game is over, right? All right, that was good. That was some really, really excellent TVZ there. Way to go. Way to go, Idaho. Flash gets the win. Science vessels were key to all of that. If there aren't science vessels, ZeLoT wins that. End of discussion. He does. There's enough Guardians to deal with the Marines and the medics. The race we're handling, being handled by the Hydras just fine. But taking out these science vessels was way too tricky. If you don't have Scourge, and that was it. You irradiated the Guardians. One shot to kill those. The splash damage kills those around them. The irradiate on the Lurkers. The irradiate on the Queens. The ensnare was cute, but without the follow-up, that's useless. And yeah, Flash wins the base race. They say never base race a Terran. But GG. So game 1 is over. Enjoy game 2 of this Patreon cast. 86,000 to 77,000 total points. Our guy Flash outproduced the Zerg, which is hard to do, but not a lot of Lings got produced today, so that helps. Actually, it's at... yeah, so it's Marines today that were the cheap units that were made a lot. And a lot of them died. So that's why ZeLoT has a higher kill count. Beautiful. Has a higher kill count than Flash does. He raised more buildings. Terrans have more buildings. And then it's an outspend, but only by about 1,000, maybe 500 resources for ZeLoT, and that's not going to work ever. So, GG! That was awesome. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be ZeLoT and it's going to be Scan here on Neodark Origin. RJB says this game is short but awesome, super aggressive stuff. ZeLoT is a super duper aggressive Zerg player. And he's in the top left here of Neodark Origin. He is yellow, and in the bottom right is going to be a red Terran player. It is Scan. Alright, so a ZVT here on Neodark Origin. I cast a game on Dark Origin, the original one, last week sometime. I think maybe it was a Patreon game. Bisu versus Soma. If you haven't seen it, check it out at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. Patrons of mine for $1 a month or more can see it a month before anybody else on the YouTube channel. So, alright. Terror the Overlord scouting out. It's a 2-player map. He knows where the Terran player is. And Scan knows that it is ZeLoT because he's playing under his ZeLoT name, but this is a barcode Smurf name for Scan, so I don't know. I don't know if ZeLoT knows that this is Scan. So, hatch firsting here on this 2-player map against a Terran, just blindly hatch firsting. Oh, here at 9 supply. Okay, so 9 hatch. All right. I'm with you here, ZeLoT. Yeah, I know. Naming yourself ZeLoT when you're Zerg. In StarCraft 2, there's a player named Raynor who plays Zerg. I don't know. I do not know what possesses someone to name themselves after a unit or a hero and then play not that race, right? Right. So hard walling off here. Yeah, he knows. He knows there's a good chance that this is a pool first play, but nope. 9 hatch, extractor and pool on the way here at 8 supply. Prepared. Here is Scan. No gas. And I think now we're going to be safe enough to throw it on a command center, right? Yeah. Mining minerals, just waiting for enough to throw down an expansion. Come on, he says. Come on, mine faster. Mine faster, he says. Marine says, huh. This is a pool first. Lings would already be here, so let's go ahead and scout with this Marine and see what's going on. Oh, we're already scouting with Steve the SCV. Okay, so it was a hatch first play. A super duper early hatch first. We've got gas. We've got a lair. Already on the way here at sub 3 minutes. And 12 workers to 17 in favor of Scan. And yeah, throwing down your expansion, because you are safe from lings. Because of the hard wall. And because there are only 2 lings out. So this is going to be an early Muta play here from ZeLoT. Yeah, RJB said, ZeLoT uses unique and rare build orders. He certainly does. This guy does his own thing, man. I don't think that we need a sunken up here this early. That usually means what we're worried about is potentially Vulture pressure. Marines at this stage can be held by lings pretty effectively, but Vultures are a lot harder for the Zerg to deal with. They're just chitter-chattering back and forth there, aren't they? I think at this point they probably know who they are. I mean, obviously ZeLoT is known, but I'm wondering if ZeLoT's picked up on who Scan is. Maybe Scan has revealed himself. If he's Extractor trick to get up to 19 out of 18 supply there, I think he Extractor tricked. I don't think an SC, or I don't think an Overlord has died so far. This is a very fun game. Yeah, Spire coming up at 4 minutes. So extraordinarily non-standard Spire timing here, thanks to the 9-hatch opening. And this this was scouted, right? SCV came in, saw the lair timing. You could extrapolate the lair timing into when the Spire is going to come up. You should be good to go. He's working on infantry weapons upgrade. He's getting an academy. He's got an engineering bay, obviously, because of that upgrade. And yeah, you really don't need to start missile turrets until the mutas are in production. Spire's about 50% complete. Don't have to worry about that right now. Lings do not have speed. This drone wanted a third base down here. The Marines knew that. The Marines were like, nope, absolutely not. There's a couple Korean symbols there. Being like, you don't get a third base here. But I mean, this is more rational for a third base. I don't know why the drone came down here anyway, unless it just gives you easier access. The larva pops here, and it's a shorter distance all the way to the Terran base. These Marines are going to get a cancel on this. There is absolutely nothing to stop this from getting canceled by these Marines. Nothing. So here we go. ZeLoT, your third base is getting canceled, sir. Spire's done. He fires up 4 mutas. Let's see if the turrets come up here. This third base getting canceled is a massive failure. Why do you not have ling speed? All right, there's the cancel. He's throwing up more Mutalisks. Turret. There we go. 2 turrets coming up. Natural base getting turrets. Main base getting the turrets. Yeah, this is fine. Scan. This is why you scout. In case you run into ZeLoT on the ladder, he's going to do a third base over here now. Who's going to go for a 9-hatch 2-base Mutalisk play on you. A little bit faster than it normally comes up. ZeLoT, man, you crazy. I like you. I like you because you crazy. Alright, so the Mutas are going to come in, but the turrets are done. The Marines don't have +1 attack yet or range, but they got stim. That's nice. Okay, really good Muta stack here. And then I say that, he doesn't even get a shot off on that one. Flare Carapace coming in. Range upgrade's going to be really nice, but you can still get hits off on these mutas if you don't have the range upgrade. Yeah, so just not really wanting to dive deep into the Terran base. Pick it at the periphery here. Going to try to supply block scan, and if that supply depot dies, that is a supply block, which is why they're protecting it so hard, and an SCV is coming up to repair it too. It was under 100 HP. Very dangerous stuff. Queen's Nest at 650? Dude, I love it. I'm liking it a lot. So that's a scan on that base. That's a scan on this base where the Queen's Nest is. He says, you're getting a Queen's Nest at 6 minutes? You madman. Look at him firing up all these mutas. Are getting the Carapace upgrade. I already mentioned that. Yeah. He's swapping out injured mutas for healthy ones. Scan's having a great time here. Just really keeping the Terran player at home. I really want that missile turret. But the Marines have their range. Double starport coming in. Ooh, this may be for Valkyries if it's this early. I mean, it could be for Valkyries and then for Science Vessels later. We'll keep an eye on that. Mutas getting some work. This is so many Mutalisks. Hive on the way. 7-minute timing on that Hive. That is really fast. But hey, if you go 9-hatch... tech to lair quickly, then you have the opportunity to go for a fast hive. He could have gotten this hive even faster than he did based on that lair timing. He just decided to spend his money on Muta so he didn't die and then go up to hive tech. Okay. Scan. I don't know about this. Is he... Control tower? Okay, control tower is getting fired up on those on-dem starports. Okay, more Marines joining this party, but I think this group is dead. Yeah, he's like, he doesn't even have to stack and mute, like, micro anymore. There you go. Just completely wipes that group out. Reinforcement groups are here. The Carapace upgrade on the Mutas is finally done. It's helping a lot here. Hydralisk Den. After lair, or hive timing, rather. Look at him leaving out injured Mutas and bringing in healthier ones. This is really sick out of ZeLoT, man. I like it. He's like, all right, which one of you is the healthiest Mutalisk? Come join the party. And we're back. Remember killing a Mutalisk? No, you didn't. This is crazy stuff. There are Valkyries in production. Scan recognizes, holy smokes, I definitely need some Valkyries. This is a lot of Mutas. They keep coming back with full health. What is this sorcery? Then the Valkyries join the party here. And Mutas say, okay, I don't like it when we all take damage at the same time. That's not cool at all. And a Greater Spire at 9 minutes. Oh, we going, boys. We going, boys. We are going. Valkyrie very valiantly getting that spread. But dead. Another Valkyrie joins the party here. Valkyrie prepared. Yeah, 2 more Valkyries coming in. Scan says, I'm going to take this seriously. And there we go. 5 Guardians morphing in at 10 minutes. This is nuts. This is a crazy good game. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Guardians versus Terran at 10 minutes. That is almost unheard of. A single Devourer to help deal with the Valkyries. There are Hydras to help deal with the Valkyries too. This is a 30 drone, 73 overall supply army for a ZeLoT. He's got his 3 bases up. The saturation levels aren't crazy. He's keeping the Terran on 2 bases. He's teching up to tier 3 stuff. And then he just goes, what's up? And the Valkyrie is taking a lot of shots here on the Guardians. This is, oh my gosh. Hydra, Guardian, Mutalisk, Devourer against Terran. What even is this stuff? ZeLoT, you're a madman. Hydras picking off those Valkyries. The Guardians are dying. 3 kills, 4 kills, 2 kills. Not bad. Not bad stuff. 78 to 66 supply overall, though. Economy looking good for the Terran. Valkyrie Micro takes down a Mutalisk up there. Hydras coming in. Slow Overlords, I think, rallied over here when they probably shouldn't be. Just more Hydras, more Lurkers coming in. We've got 30 drones. What else do we need? Says ZeLoT. What else do you need in your life? Alright, nice. Perching the Overlord, or the factory over those Marines. I'm kind of used to saying Overlord perching, but that was a factory perch. Once again, Hydra's chasing these Valkyries away. We're at 12 minutes. It is a 3-basing Zerg against a 2-basing Terran, and I think Scan is right to have not expanded. He knows what this is. This is a low-econ, high-tech army for ZeLoT. And he's like, you know, getting a 3rd base here would not be ideal for me. Devour getting hits off. This is such a crazy engagement right now. The Hydras are so good in this situation against these Valkyries. The Marines, scary against the Hydras. They have 1-1 upgrades in range and stim. The Hydras have 0-0 upgrades. If they had some upgrades here, they'd be performing a little bit better against these Marines for sure. And Overlords don't have speed because who needs those? Dude, what's the answer to the Lurkers, though? No siege tanks, no science vessels. Just kidding. Science vessels are on the way, and Irradiate just got started. So Scan sniffed out what was coming in here as he supply blocks the heck out of Zealot. This game, I don't care who wins this. This is a good game. I think for Zerg and for Terran, I think both players are playing very well. He's going to lose another overload. That supply block might just be crushing in the long term here. Yeah, Zealot, this third base is in a lot of trouble. Hydra's trying to hold it. We're going for it, boys. Guardians coming in, supported by Hydra and Lurker, just parking up. Who's got siege tanks? Not you. You don't have any siege tanks, which makes this Lurker play so much better. The Hydra's keeping the science vessels at bay. Irradiate just finished, though. Natural base for Scan has to lift and flee. But the third base of Zealot is dying, too. An eye for an eye, a base for a base here. Zealot says, who needs third bases when I'm murdering second bases? And you know, the math checks out, buddy. This is so problematic. This Hydra Lurker stuff against this all-marine, all-medevac army. This main base is getting ravaged. Scan's rushing home to try and deal with this. He knows how dire this is. His Marines come out of the barracks and get obliterated by Hydralisk and Lurker attacks. This group's still trying to come home. Trying to come home all the way across the map. There are Lurkers on the top of this ramp you have to deal with, guys. Maybe don't... Ow. Maybe don't try... All right, we're trying it. They do. They do try it. It is still 39 to 22 workers, man. It is a massive economy advantage here from Scan, but if 39 of your SCVs are on one base, guess what? It doesn't go as well. Oh, sniping some science vessels there. This Hydra stuff is working way better than it has any right to, especially considering they are still 0-0 Hydras. Oh my gosh, this is a 9-kill Lurker, a 10-kill Lurker. SCVs come in here, try to fight Hydras, defending... Oh, the remaining Lurkers are now dead. Scan has enough to clean this up now, but a new round of Hydras does join the party. They're going to try to snipe the second CC because they're probably not going to be able to do... Oh, now some Lurkers showed up. Now some Lurkers showed up. Second CC is dead. Scan's on one base here, but Zealot's only on two. Hydra, Lurker, where's your higher tech now? We don't need it, he says. Hydra Lurker alone will win us this battle. And, oh my gosh. 5-kill Lurker, 5-kill Lurker. These guys actually finished their egging? Are you kidding me? Wow, good target firing, though. 3 Lurkers go down. Another... Wow, 3, 4, 5 Lurkers just died there. Scan's at 60 supply. Zealot's at 40 supply. I think Scan might have held this. This is an epic game. This is a absolutely DEFCON 1 insane ZVT here. Long distance mining, lifting the command center from the main base, in which he is mined out to land it at the natural base and try to get some income here instead. Are these still slowlings? These are still slowlings. That is disgusting at this stage of the game. I don't know if there's enough here for Zealot. I really don't. These science vessels are providing so much value. The upgrades on the Marines are allowing them to deal with the Lurkers more easily than if these Lurkers had 1-1. Just any kind of an upgrade on these Lurkers would be good, but Zealot's like, I didn't have time for upgrades, except for my +1 Carapace. I was too busy rushing to Guardians and Devourers and stuff. He is expanding to a third base where he tried to expand to a third base earlier today. So that'll be nice, but this 38 to 21 worker advantage, how much of an advantage is it, however, if these overlords, man. Zealot has no interest in giving these overlords any speed at all. I don't know what to tell you. I keep watching the production tab, hoping to get pneumatized Carapace, but nope. Yeah, I don't think there's enough here from Zealot. I really don't. These Lurkers are getting honed by Marines with better upgrades, with science protection, and that's it. Zealot taps out 2-1 Marines versus 0-0 Hydras and Lurkers. Really shouldn't be too much of a surprise that is the end result there, no? I don't think so. But man, that was absolutely fantastic. Just a fantastic ZVT. 17 minutes of insane aggression with ZeLoT. Scan did so well. His upgrades, that's it. The upgrades defeat no upgrades, man. Science vessels, Marines, medics, and Valkyries. That was it. That's all he needed to defend against Guardians, Hydralisks, Lurkers, Devourers, a ton of Mutalisks too. An absolutely crazy defense there from Scan, getting the win. ZeLoT's like, yeah, my economy is not good enough. It might be a bit of a premature GG, just because there are 38 SCVs crammed on this one base. That's not a ton of economy. ZeLoT's got more money in the bank than Scan does right now, but I think he just sheerly knows that these 0-0 Hydras and slow Lings with no upgrades are not really going to cut it against the 2-1 upgrades of Scan here. So, yeah, I think this game's a lot different if ZeLoT just goes for maybe 1-1 for his Hydras and Lurkers. I think the Lurkers can stand more fearlessly against the Marines, even when they're being detected. The Hydras do a little bit better, too. And I think this is an entirely different game, but Scan prioritized the upgrades. ZeLoT did not. And I really think that's the story of this game, other than, yeah, man, ZeLoT doing crazy stuff. Couldn't pull it off today, but man, that was so fun to watch. Like I said, I don't even care who wins. That was fun. That was a super, super fun ZVT. Excellent stuff. 98,000 to 104,000 points there. Scan ahead. He outproduces the Zerg player because he was going Hydras and Mutas and Guardians, man. You're not going to outproduce someone going a ton of Marines, right? This is weird, right? This is kind of flipped, where the Terran player outproduces the Zerg, weird. The Zerg player outkills the Terran player, weird. And then the Terran player wins it. Yeah, and the Zerg player outspends the Terran, but really not by enough. It's maybe 600 resources here in 17 minutes. That is way too close for comfort. There was a minute where ZeLoT was inside the Terran base, and I thought, oh, maybe he's done it. There were Lurkers on top of the barracks. The Marines were on top of the barracks, but the Marines that killed the third base of ZeLoT made it back home. And that was so key. That was so key to getting that win. And he did. Love it. Like, I do. I love it so much. That was awesome. I mean, come on. So awesome. All right. That was absolutely a truly fantastic ZVT. Just more fun than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. And I hope you enjoyed it too, because that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.